Okay, today we're going to be doing 3.2 multiplied decimals and whole numbers. And this is something pretty cool. So I'm going to write, this is in my INB, and I'm going to use my hundredths grid. And I'm going to give you an equation. And the equation is, and let me put my glasses on so I can see, is 0 and 4/100 times 4. And guys, that 4 represent groups of. Okay? The 4 represents the groups. Okay? And so back in 3rd grade, we learned that we could do 4 groups of 4/100, if it'll focus in on me, plus 0 and 4/100 plus 0 and 4/100 plus 0 and 4/100. And that's another way you can do it. It's not really using your best. When you do that, you can do it like that when you multiply by a whole number, but we want to work smarter and definitely not harder. Another way that can be written as a fraction. So 4/100 would be written as 4 over 100 times 4. Remember, the 4 represents groups of. Okay? The 4 represents your groups. Another way that we can model that is by saying I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups, and I'm going to put 4 units in each group. Not just yet. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've modeled it using an algorithm, using repeated addition, using a fraction and multiplying it by a whole number. Then I've modeled it showing an example of how we used to do in 4th grade. Okay? Now, in order to use our hundredths grids, the number tells me how many I am going to shade. Okay, so before I glue this into my INB, I'm going to shade in my hundredths grid. So I'm going to shade in 1, 2, 3, 4 with one color. Then I'm going to shade in another group in a different color. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to shade in with another color so far. How many groups do I need? 4 groups. So far I've only got 2 groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my 3rd group. And my last group, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'll wait for you to catch up. Are you good? You may glue that in. Remember, we're going to have 2 grids per page, so if you'll put it right next to, and here is my answer is 0, 1, 0 tenths, 4/100 times my 4 groups is going to equal to, how many did I actually shade in here, guys? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So remember, it's a hundredths grid, 16 hundredths. Okay? Everybody good? Okay. I need you to draw a line underneath that. Doesn't matter. You can use whatever color tickles your fancy today. Okay. I went all the way across both pages. You can just do one page if you'd like, or you can do both pages at the same time. It's up to you. That's okay. That's okay. The next one I'm going to model right underneath the line is going to be 0 2/10 times 3, what did we say the whole number was? Groups. Okay, in third grade, what did we do? We did 0 2/10 plus 0 2/10 plus 0 2/10. Okay, but we've gotten a lot better since then. Another way I can model that would be 2/10 times 3 groups. And then I can draw my picture. How many circles do I need to draw? 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. Now, when I represented the units, they were with dots. But if I'm representing tenths, what would that be in base 10 blocks? The lines, so the longs. So I have 1, 2, because it's telling me how many I'm putting in each circle. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, the difference today is that we have to put a number line with this because I'm trying to show you all the options we're going to have. And so because Miss Cook can't really follow her lines very well, I'm going to draw a number line here, just kind of straight as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I have 10 hash marks on a number line. I'm pretty close to evenly spaced. And I'm going to start with a 0. And where do you think I should go? Maybe a 1. We see those quite a bit. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, gosh, my number line's not quite long enough. Okay, so we have to make that adjustment. Okay, this says that I have to take 2 hops on my number line. Okay, so let everybody draw your number line. Okay, thank you, Levi. Thank you, Brennan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, if I'm going to represent 2/10 on a number line, that means I need to take 2 hops. So there's 1, 2 hops. So I'm going to start at 0 and I'm going to end right here. That's my first hop, and that would be 2 out of 10. Okay, so but how many times do I need to do that? 3 times. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to start where I left off, and I'm going to go over 1 more time. So that's 2 hops. And I'm going to go my 3rd time, and I ended at my answer. Okay, so if I know I have 10 hash marks, and it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 10, that's 0 6/10, and that's my answer. Okay, that's using a number line. So now let's use our grid. Okay, using your colored pencils. And how many colored pencils are we going to need for this one? 3. 3 colored pencils of your choice. 3 colored pencils of your choice. So mine aren't as pretty as yours, but it says I need to shade 2/10. So there's 1/10, 2/10, and I'm going to change colors. Another 2/10. Oh, I got a purple one. And then my last 2/10. Okay. Oh, we use the same colors. Great minds think alike. Okay. You can glue it in. After you got it colored, go ahead and glue it in. When you count these up, ladies and gentlemen, you should end up with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or 60 hundredths, 0 and 60 hundredths, or if I'm trying to get it to look like my answer, remember 0 and 60 hundredths is the same as 0 and 6/10. If I had used a tenths grid, that would have been real easy to model, but we're doing it with the hundredths grid today. So I know I have the right answer no matter where I go. Okay. Okay, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready to proceed. Yes, go ahead and glue it in. After you've got it all colored, go ahead and glue it in. We're on the next page. Is everybody ready to move on to the next page? Yes? We do. Okay, so I'm at the top of the next page. And this time, we're going to end up modeling 5/10. And what do I know 5/10 is from fractions? If the numerator is half of the denominator, what do we know, Junior? It's half. It's exactly half. Okay, 5/10 equals 1/2. And with this one, I can say that I have, we'll wait just a minute for that one. I have my equation of 0 and 5/10 times 0 and 6/10. This is one of my favorite ones to teach. I love these. And I think first I'm going to shade in 5/10. Now I'm going to use a highlighter with mine. Okay, you can use your colored pencils. Try not to make it very dark when you shade these in. So I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to shade 5/10 or 50 hundredths. I'm going to shade exactly half of that grid. So that is 0 and 5/10. Okay. And we were going vertically up and down. Now I want to go horizontally with my other part of my equation, 0 and 6/10. So I'm going to change my highlighter to a different color, and I'm going to count down 6/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 6 hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to shade horizontally. And once I shade that, do you see something magic happening? What do you see? Changes colors, doesn't it? Okay. Now we've seen one of these in our GPS. Do you remember seeing it? Just a day or two ago, we saw one like this. And my answer for this would be the overlap. So you could either count each individual squares, 0 and 5/10 times 0 and 6/10. And how many did you count when you counted all that, Levi? 25. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all right. How much? 30. Okay, because it's a hundreds grid, there's 0 ones and 30 hundredths. Okay. So if I wanted to do it like this one, remember 0 and 30 hundredths is also equal to 0 and 3/10. Those are like the same in the family. One just wants to dress up extra with the 0, right? So my answer to this equation would be 0 and 3/10 or 30 hundredths. Okay? Some math teachers say when you get that extra 0 at the end, you could just drop it off, and that's why I'm showing you both of those, okay? Those are equal or equivalent. They're the same. So the overlap is equal to the answer. That's a fun way to find an answer, right? Just count the overlap. Exactly, you can certainly do that. Okay, we have one last grid that we're going to practice. Okay. This one I have 0 and 8/10 times 0 and 4/10. Okay. Now, I had somebody ask me, Miss Cook, does it make any difference which way you shade with either one of those multiplication facts? No, it really doesn't. Whatever you do one way, if you wanted to shade 8 across first and then 4 down, you can do that. Or you can shade 8 down and 4 across. It doesn't matter. Everybody hear me? It doesn't matter. So whatever you want to do, you got two colors. So however you want to do it, you may certainly do it that way. Here's my 0 and 8/10. So it looks like I'm going to do my 0 and 4/10 vertically. So remember, my answer is the what? The overlap. My answer is the overlap. Can you count and put your answer in decimal form? There you go. Everybody thinks a little differently, a little bit more creative. Okay, Give me a thumbs up when you've got your answer after you've counted your overlap. Okay. Count your overlap. Good job. Good job, Ben. Good job, Lainey. Good job, Avery. Okay, just count your overlap. Good, good. Good. Emily's got it. You're getting it. Good, good. All right. How many did we count, ladies and gentlemen? 0 and 32 hundredths. Remember the overlap. Overlap was equal to our answer.